Well, hi NicNaccers. Well, we were blessed with about 25 pounds of carrots. So through the week I've just been throwing some in the dehydrator, and I've got some carrot slices here and some carrot bits in there. And I thought, you know, I still have some pickled carrots left from, I think it was last year or the year before. I can't remember when I did those. So I didn't want to do just plain carrots. But I was looking through my canning book and saw a recipe for it's in this book, sorry, should have showed you that first, for the Homestyle Pickled Jalapenos. Now I did kind of modify this a bit, because instead of having the majority of the jar be jalapenos, I have them as carrots. So here is the first finished batch that came out of the canner. And what I did was I sliced up 5 pounds of carrots, and then I got 2 pounds of the jalapenos, and I seeded mine. You don't have to seed them. If you want that spice, leave the seed in. I like spice, but I don't like it super spicy. So I took the seeds and the core out. And then I'll come over this way. I'll make another batch of the brine, and I'm going to do a double batch of the brine. That's what I did with my last round, and I just have barely any of the brine left in there. So I think a double batch will be perfect. We'll turn that on, and we are going to do 5 cups of vinegar and 5 cups of water. I went to the grocery store this morning and was pleasantly surprised that I found 3 big jugs of the vinegar, which is going to be really nice because I'm planning on doing asparagus here before too long. Okay, so this is a 4 cup. I guess I could have just, whoop, that's spilling over. Could have just poured this into that 1 cup into here, but oh well. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 5 cups of water. I'll be right back. And my full cups. For a total of 5. Perfect. And then we are going to do 4 tablespoons of salt. And this is a mix of, let me kind of break up those clumps a little bit. A mix of kosher salt and pickling salt. I kind of mixed the 2 up when I got them and then divided them between my jars. All right, and then we are going to put in 2 tablespoons of sugar. Sugar's sitting over here, so. Ooh, my jars are popping. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to stir that up and let that salt dissolve, sugar dissolve. It'll take, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Get that up nice and hot. And then my jars are in the steam canner. They're warming up. I'm going to be doing a mix of pints and half pints this round. I'm actually secretly hoping that I have enough jalapenos to do just a jar of jalapenos on their own. But we'll see. If not, that's okay. I can just open up a jar of the carrots and the jalapenos mixed together and pick out my jalapenos from there. I know I say that wrong, but I'm not very good at the rolling of my letters, so. All right, we're gonna let that get up to temperature, and then we'll start stuffing our jars. All right, so our brine is heated up. So now we're gonna move on to the next step, which is putting a garlic clove in each jar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off just putting it in these bigger jars because I don't know exactly how much I'm going to have to fill it up. So I'm pretty sure I'll have enough to do these 6 pints. So we're going to start off, and I'm just kind of eyeballing about half a cup of jalapenos. Jalapenos. Go through, and we're going to fill these other jars up with carrots. And we're going to fill these about to the 1-inch mark because we're going to fill it up to 1/2 inch with brine. Look at that. We're gonna be pretty close, I think. All right. Hopefully I don't need to take any out of there. I don't think I will. All right, so let's get the brine in. I'm filling it about to the 1 inch so that I can go in and debubble. And if there's room for more carrots, then I can push some down in there, because as you guys saw when I did my first batch, there was a lot of air that comes out of these uncooked veggies. And then they float to the top, since we don't pre-cook these. Now, I did not put onions in mine. Not that I'm opposed to onions, but I have a ton of pickled peppers and onions that I've done already. So I decided to leave the onions out of this recipe. And if I want pickled onions for whatever reason, I can open up a jar of my pickled peppers and onions and use those. But you guys can do however you would like to do as far as what you're putting in here. I even thought if you wanted to make kind of a trilogy for Mexican cuisine, you could even add some radishes in there with the onions and the carrots and the jalapenos. That would be really good. Okay, I think we'll be able to add a little bit of more carrots in there. There we go. All right, so what I'll do is I'm just gonna go through, layer a few more carrots in. Jars are still popping. All right, and I think I'm gonna get a jar or two of the sliced jalapenos just plain, which is nice. So since I'm done with my carrots, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to these little ones. And oof, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do two or just the one. So we'll get two ready. And I'm sure we'll be able to stuff some more. There might be quite a bit of floating in here once these jalapenos get cooked down, but that's okay. All right, let's get some brine in there. Go ahead and debubble. Might take one or two of those out and put them over in this one. There we go, that seems to be setting a little better. And now we just go through and fill all of them up to a 1/2 inch. Start wiping our rims down. Am I blocking your view? No? Okay. Piece of carrot there that worries me. It's getting a little close to the edge. I'll clean that up in a second. All right, I think that's down enough. Let's get these two jalapenos. Get those over to the canner. They're still popping. What's nice about these, I think I've said that before, these new lids that I got, they don't have any writing on the lid, so I don't have to focus so much about getting it just right, which is not a requirement for canning, but it sure is nice when they face. Aren't those pretty? Oh, that green and that orange. Of course, they'll discolor when you can. The carrots to me get brighter and the jalapenos get darker. But still tasty. All right, let's get those in. That one has a writing on it. All right, in the canner they go, and I am going to move this over onto this other burner. Since this is an aluminum pot and it can get misshapen with that power burner that's there. Turn that on, let me get the lid. Now we'll get that to where the pressure's built up in here. And then these are gonna go for 10 minutes for my altitude. I'll bring you back when they're coming out of the canner. All right, these canned for 10 minutes and then I let them sit in there for about 10 minutes and now they are ready to come out. Ooh, they look good. I know, I'm not supposed to tip, but I really don't like letting that fluid drip all over everything. I can't wait to see what these taste like. There's not too much floating. Oh, that one floats a little bit more, I think. That's okay. Whatever's in there is still gonna be tasty. There we have it. Pickled carrots and jalapenos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.